Are you sick and tired of gambling your hard-earned money on Madden and 2K packs? Well, look no further than my sponsor, MMOEXP, for the cheapest and most reliable Madden and 2K coins on the market. And of course, do not forget to use code Ferdy for 5% off. A link for their website is at the top of the description. What's going on, guys? Today we are looking at the best budget players at each position here currently in Madden 23. And let's waste no time, let's get started here with some quarterbacks. So what I try to do in this video is I do try to find kind of a player at different prices. So RG is kind of on the higher end of budget. And for me, at this point of the year, under 100K is fairly budget, and you could obviously get cheaper. And you're going to see what I kind of mean today. But here for, about 80K, you do have RG3. If you are able to find this card right here, which he's going for under 100K right now. Earlier when I made this list, he wasn't. Aaron Rodgers is probably like the best possible under 100K card that you could probably buy right now. As time goes on, his price will continue to fall, but we all know Slinger 1, good release, good abilities. If you can get this card for under 100K, I think he's definitely there. If being more of a mobile QB fits your play style, we have RG3. And I'm going to try to get through these names fairly quickly. So the next up, we have Steve McNair, decent abilities, but good stats with a decent release. Again, budget card, nothing crazy right now, but definitely solid and can win you some games. I love protected and set feet on this card, or you can go fearless set feet on this card. Pretty solid. If you need hot route master, then he doesn't get it, but protected is an ability that I definitely like, especially if you are just getting started. More time in the pocket, more time to make reads. Protected could be the move for you. Next up, we have 88 Mark Brunell. He's kind of like the upgraded Rodgers. That's kind of what he's like. Not the Harvest Rodgers, the core elite Rodgers, which I believe was in the last episode. So he's kind of like the upgraded, updated version of the super cheap, as you can see right here, core elite Aaron Rodgers, who's also still pretty decent. But Brunell, 88 overall, some slightly better stats, and does get Slinger 1. So yeah, those are our quarterbacks. And real quick before we hop into the next player, I have to remind you to hit that subscribe button. We post daily Madden 23 content, from gameplays to tier list to videos just like this. So of course, if you are new here, any support is appreciated. And of course, I do appreciate you watching today's video. Let's get on to the next player. Actually, I lied. We also do have the 75K Sam Darnold. He's okay. I mean, I might take some other guys over this Darnold card, but if you've tried the other quarterbacks and you know for a fact that you don't like them, Darnold is here for an option. He does get Gen 3, and the abilities are fearless and set feet for 5 AP, but there you go. The Sam Darnold's always an option there for you, and there's going to be a lot of campus heroes on this list today. They're right now kind of high-end budget cards. So here's Brian Robinson, 93 speed, still pretty good for a back, 224 pounds, 6'2". The abilities on him are bruiser and goal line back. If you want to just run bruiser, go for it for 1 AP. This card's honestly really solid and does play very well. I believe I did a video on him too. I think I did a video on my second channel. Next up, we got Breece Hall. Breece Hall is more of the elusive version, I guess. The elusive, I guess, like the elusive option here. Over Brian Robinson is more of the power back, but he still has some pretty good power stats. A good pass catcher, good speed, good acceleration, and the abilities are interesting on this card. 2 AP evasive, reach for it, short and identifier. So this card was top tier when he first came out. Obviously now he's been knocked down a couple pegs, and now he's going for about 70K. Next up, we got Matt Breida for 33K with 93 speed. A really nice budget option here. Can't go wrong there. Next up, we have some receivers. We have Christian Watson. He is 6'4" with 97 acceleration, 94 speed, 1 AP deep out, 1 AP deep in, and for under 100K, it's tough to beat what this card can do. Next up, we have George Pickens, who is better for like run schemes, but honestly a pretty good slot option because he does get 1 AP slot, 1 AP slot apprentice, as you can see right there, 0 AP honorary lineman, and 1 AP short in because he is a slot archetype. At 6'3", I like this card because he is super unique, and he's going for 55K. So if you like running the ball a little bit and you maybe need a slot receiver, George Pickens is definitely that guy. If you need a slot receiver that maybe isn't going to be blocking as much, I think Adam Thielen is probably better with the 1 AP short in and 0 AP short out combo for just 1 AP. It's super consistent, works super well, and also Adam Thielen, 6'2", 93 speed. And we still have Marquise Goodwin here, 93 speed, going for 30K. He's obviously now knocked out of the playoffs, so his card's not going to continue to go up, but still, it's pretty decent for Marquise Goodwin. We also have Terry McLaurin still on here. He's going for 29K with 94 speed, and also does get the ability to get short in. Not discount or anything, but does still have that ability. And there are some cards I do want to talk about for the playoff promo. So we have Quez Watkins here. Quez Watkins is coming out. If you're watching this video on Wednesday, he does come out tomorrow, but I would imagine he'll be under 100K. But yeah, 96 speed, 6 foot. with also discounted abilities as well, player-specific abilities. This card's gonna be really nice. We also do have some more playoff cards that I'll just kind of go through real quick. Kaiir Elam, he's pretty solid for what should be a budget corner, 93 speed with good size. We also have Mike Hilton, 94 speed, good zone, good man, over in both thresholds, should be under 100K. And finally, we have Nick McLeod, number 44 in the Giants, free safety, does get decent abilities. He's also 6 foot with 94 speed and good zone coverage. So those are some playoff cards that I think are going to be good budget options. Honestly, 4 good budget options coming out in the playoff promo is a big W. But yeah, let's keep moving. Okay, so we're kind of moving around here a little bit. I'm just going to quickly get through these cards. I still have a lot of names I want to talk about. Richard Seymour, I like this card, 72K. The reason why I like this card is not only does he have, you know, decent traits, 1 of 3. But the main reason why he's here is for 0 AP defensive rally, which does boost the rest of your defensive linemen, which I really like on 3rd and 4th down. So Seymour's here. We have Mean Joe Green. He's been on here, I think, every episode, really. Good traits. He always plays well and should be getting a card soon. Next up, he's also 40K, which is really good. We have Solomon Thomas, who's going for about the same price. I think Mean Joe is probably the better option here, but yeah, good speed, finesse moves, traits 2 of 3. Next up, we have Trayvon Walker, a card that I think is very legit, even on like God Squad teams. I think he definitely has a chance because he gets 1 AP edge threat and 0 AP speedster. Pretty good combo. I mean, you only can run edge threat, but edge threat for, what is it, 55K probably, about 50K. 60K, probably somewhere around there. I mean, you're able to buy some ghost cards for about 50. So Trayvon Walker, good option, discount abilities. The traits are 2 of 3. Over thresholds in finesse and power moves, and, you know, good against the run. Next up, we have Terrell Suggs going for 32K, who has all 3 traits and both thresholds, which I of course like, and I do believe he was in the last episode as well. But he's still a good budget option, and he's only getting cheaper. Now we have middle linebacker Donnie Parham for obvious reasons. Going for 23K, 6'8", 240, great user. No discounted abilities, but, you know, good enough speed and size and COD where this card can be pretty effective. And also over 90 in man and 92 zone on this card. Next up, we have Harvest Lawrence Taylor. His cards always do play super well. This one's no different. He's real close to 100K, but of course 3 traits, good stats, and we should be expecting another Lawrence Taylor card here soon. Next up, we have another giant edge rusher. That's Kayvon Thibodeau. Good stats, overpower move, threshold, 1 trait, and the abilities are okay with edge threat. I would take Trayvon Walker over this card by far, but still, if you want, you know, 2 edge guys, then Thibodeau's there for you. But Trayvon Walker, I do think, is much, much better, and I think it's worth paying. If you can't find, you know, Trayvon Walker for as cheap as Thibodeau, then I think it's worth the 10K difference for sure. I think Walker's much better. Continuing here, we have a much cheaper option here for 29K, and that's Khalil Mack. Not the best speed, but 2 thresholds, great traits, and also some pretty decent abilities for a card that came out as long ago as he did for a 90 overall, like really good abilities. And now I guess we have some corners. So this video is kind of all over the place, but we're getting through it. We have cornerback L'Jarius Sneed, 94 speed for 88K. A deep route KO, which is really nice, and 1 AP pick artist. And by the way, these 93 overall Campus Hero 2, you know, heroes or whatever you call them, they also do get, you know, 2 player-specific ability slots. So you're able to run pick artist and deep route KO with 94 speed for under 100K. And he's 6 foot. I mean, that's pretty tough to beat right there. That's really good. Next up, we have Tyson Campbell, who's actually 6 foot, 194 speed. Reason, I mean, I like them both, but I would probably say I like L'Jarius just a little bit more. But honestly, 2 good ability setups. You kind of have 1 short route on one side, 1 deep route on the other side. Pretty good combo, and both get 1 AP pick artist and good stats. As we continue here, we have Greg Newsome, 6 foot with 94 speed, pick artist, medium route KO. So we have a medium route KO, deep route KO, and a short route KO option. Honestly, all 3 would probably be pretty good together. They probably would be. And of course, we have Eric Stokes. So I believe Eric Stokes gets, 1 AP pick artist. 6 foot 193 speed is obviously still pretty good for just 26K. Okay, so now we have some safeties. We have 93 Malik Hooker here. Again, another Campus Hero 2 hero card, but they're good. The good bang for your buck. 2 player-specific ability slots. Next up, we have Derrick Henry, who's going for 29K. 6'3", 255. Pretty solid user. He's okay as a user. The COD could definitely be a little bit better, but over 90 in zone coverage, decent speed. It's the size. It's, you know, the decent, what is his strength? Yeah, good strength at 89 strength, even a good tackler. So Derrick Henry, if you're looking for a cheap user, honestly, 2 solid sub linebackers if you are just getting started. Could be like Donald Parham and Derrick Henry's card for, what is that, like 50, 60K? That's a pretty good start right there in the middle. And it makes it a little bit harder for your opponent to throw over those taller sub linebackers, or, you know, whatever you want to, however you want to use them. Next up, we got Rudy Ford, who I believe has been in every single episode since he's come out, but still relevant, 92 speed. He's decent, going for about 22. Next up, we have strong safety Jeremy Chin, under 100K now at 6'3" with 93 speed. Obviously, that's pretty nice. And of course, 0 AP pick artist, very, very good, and a 1 AP deep in zone KO. Next up, Nick Cross, 6 foot, 93 speed, 94 acceleration, over 90 in both man and zone thresholds. Good against the run, good size, 1 AP tip drill, and 1 AP deep in zone KO. Next up, we have super budget here. Well, not super budget, but 24K. That's pretty budget actually. 24K, 92 speed, 6'3". Ryan Neal, who also is over 90 in hit power, tackling, and pursuit. I feel like how I'm doing this video is a little bit unorganized, but we're getting through these names at a pretty good rate right now. Next up, we have Pat Fryermuth here, another Campus Hero 2 card on the higher end of the budget. 1 AP short end, 6'5", 1 AP bulldozer. Good stats, good run blocker, decent run blocker, and also pretty solid after the catch, but it's the size and the abilities on this card that I really like, and also the speed's pretty good too. Next up, OJ Howard, under 100K, kind of in that same price range with slightly better speed, but I mean, if you want to throw Ags, he's got decent abilities, but I think short end's pretty good on a tight end for 1 AP. Next up, we have real budget, 23K, JJ Watt, 88 speed, good run blocker. Usually these out of position tight ends just play well for some reason, and JJ Watt is honestly no different at 6'5", 288, tough to bring down and also good in the run game. Next up, we got Okonkwo. I figured out how to say his name, Okonkwo. That's how you say his last name. His first name I have no idea, but 6'3", 90 speed, 94 acceleration, going for 13K. I mean, that's tough to beat. If you're just getting started, that's probably one of the cards I recommend. That's a pretty good buy right there. Next up, we have some offensive linemen. I'm pretty sure we have maybe like 10 names left, maybe less than that, but we have Braxton Jones on the higher end of budget, 1 AP edge protector, as well as having good speed at 84. This is actually my left tackle on my team, and I have a pretty good team, and I'm running Braxton Jones. That's how good this card is. It legitimately is for under 100K. Next up, we have the budget version of that, and that's Andrew Thomas with going for 30K. 1 AP edge protector, still can definitely get the job done for you for 30K. If you are just getting started, the two cards that you have to buy are Andrew Thomas and where is he? Andrew Thomas and is this him? Nope, that's this card. Buy Tristan Wirfs, buy Andrew Thomas. That's gonna run you about 60K, and then build the rest of your team. That's the first thing you should probably do. You're gonna come across double or nothings and edge threats. So having two 1 AP edge protectors for just 60K is a big W. But let's get back to where I was. Where was I? Andrew Thomas. Okay, Landon Dickerson. As the Eagles win, this card will get better and more expensive probably. So, for 45K, he does get some pretty decent abilities like 1 AP post up and also some pretty good stats. So Landon Dickerson's here. Next up, we have Tyreek Hill, and people might be very skeptical of this card because he's a little bit small. But with 1 AP puller, this card can definitely hold his own in the run game with great speed. I love speed on offensive linemen and also some pretty decent run blocking stats for a right guard or left guard or even just a guard. Tyreek Hill, doesn't matter where you play him, but I recommend using puller on him. He's actually pretty good. He's pretty solid. Next up, of course, Tristan Wirfs. I already talked about this card. We now have Nicholas Petit-Ferrier. He's kind of the right tackle equivalent of Braxton Jones. 1 AP edge, decent speed, good stats, and he's also my right tackle in MUT right now. And then we have a couple edge rushers here. What was the order of this video? I have no idea. We have 3 more names. Danielle Hunter, high-end budget, 2 AP edge threat, good speed, 2 thresholds, good against the run, and also some pretty decent traits, 2 of 3. Next up, we have someone who's been here ever since he's been underneath 100K, and for 30K, if you're just getting started, honestly, not a bad buy. 3 traits, good power moves, decent speed, good against the run. I mean, this card still can definitely hold his own out there. And finally, last but not least, we have AD, who's going for about, his price is kind of moving up for some reason, but if you can get him for maybe like 85, that'd be a big W, but still good abilities because he's an all Madden card, and then also 3 traits. Still has great stats, and this card is honestly pretty solid. So yeah, that is going to do it for the best budget cards at each position. If I didn't miss anyone, let me know down in the comment section, but I feel like I did a pretty good job with this list today. There's a lot of good budget options right now in this game. There really is. At quarterback, running back, there's more, accessible discounted abilities now for the budget people, which is better as cards kind of go up in overall, which is, a big W. But yeah, as always, I will see you boys in the next one.